Welcome back to the stream. We are going to continue with our and the work that we're going to continue with is working on this tour automation platform for Entuga Adventures. Now this is quite a very complete platform where you can be able to create itineraries using the itinerary builder that we've set out on this platform to track emails, email correspondences, the incoming emails and the outgoing emails from the clients quite well. We also have some other functionalities here, like creating costings and for the particular safaris, tracking the live safaris when they are in place, and also knowing what are the logistics of these safaris, the fleets, the specific cars that are in the field that are being used for that particular safaris, making reservations. So it's a complete system that this particular company is going to use to manage their safaris. Or when it comes to attempting to do these kinds of automations, what do we look at? The simple things that we look at, we first of all outline all the activities that are done by a particular company, because this is something that you can get to do in any field. Let's say you go to a company really offering educational services. Let's say you go to a school, you're going to get the various kinds of activities that are done in that school. What are the different kinds of people who get to do these activities? How can you be able to automate and track how these activities are done, the output from these activities, which makes the process quite easy. On this particular platform, you get to see that we have created the itinerary builder. You can be able to track the emails from here. Also, you can be able to evaluate the various safaris that are being done. You get to see the ratings of the various facilities that you've used, like accommodation facilities. We have listings of accommodation facilities that we are using, which is also good. So they have a complete system, but by the time we started, they only had the various activities. They gave me information of the activity, it to a complete system that they can use. You can use this particular knowledge and transfer it into any field. You can go to any company, look at the activities that they are doing manually, things that are taking up their time. When you automate them, you are solving that, because you are cutting down on the time they would have taken to execute a particular job or to get a particular job done for their clients, which makes the process quite easy. Now, what you're going to work on here is mostly this element for the itineraries. But before we work on it, I'm going to call upon the people who have not yet subscribed. Please subscribe to hit at least 100 subscriptions on this channel. We want to ensure that we continue to build out this community, a community that is going to keep me accountable on this journey. Currently, we've hit $2,000, which we've hit from this particular platform. Now, what we want do is to ensure that for this platform, where we are being paid out for each and every particular task that we are attempting, we want to accomplish it, and we want to, this very month, we are going to launch our first app on the store, and we are going to continue to launch even more. Anticipate to launch up to 8 or in between 7 to 8 apps this very year. So if you want to be a part of the journey, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. Along the way, you're going to learn lots of things, and I assure you that for each and every subsequent stream, I'm going to take it upon myself to experience even much more better, and to ensure that you learn something new on each and every stream. So let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Now that we are getting this particular error, so this is where I got this error from, because when we come here, let me first of all cancel this one out, and let's go here. Shows from here, when you click on it, this is what we get to see. So we want to solve this. We don't want to see this. We want to solve it, but also we want to be able to fetch these photos very well from our Firebase, because our app is connected to Firebase storage where we store our images. So we want to be able to work on that. So let's input a request. Now currently when it comes to the logic of the reservations and fetching elements for our reservation screen, it is set up very well, but we are getting a problem when it comes to the itineraries screen, where we are supposed to view, rather add images to various days and also add a logo. We can't do that. Also on the stored itinerary screen, we can't be able to view the images that are fetched from Firebase, which means that our upload logic is not working for uploading images across the various screens where we get to upload images, but also we can't view these images for all of the screens from the screen to the accommodation screen where we add images, to the reservation screen on the itinerary toggle side where we get to add items, and also when it comes to we get to add evidence for the users who are adding in evidence for the tasks that they have accomplished. We can't be able to add that because the upload logic is not working, but also the logic to be able to view elements that we've added on is not effectively working. So what we are going to work on today, it is to solidly, first of all, solve the issue of making uploads, and also ensuring that these uploaded images, given they set out well in our Firestore and the particular URLs that refer to them in our Firestore, we need to be able to retrieve them. So I want you to look at this issue and try, where you're going to try to analyze our app in its totality, particularly able to make these uploads, and try to diagnose the issue. And from the diagnosis of where the issue could be, create a solid plan of solving it. We need to be able to make the uploads, but we also need to be able to view these images and other documents that we've uploaded on different screens. So you are going to create a fresh new implementation plan for this. For the prompt structure that you're going to use, I'm going to reference the prompt document here. So you're going to use that prompt structure to ensure that our prompt is comprehensive, but you're going to do this after you making concrete research of why we could be getting this problem, because across the app we are not able to view any images that we've uploaded on Firebase storage. Firebase storage is set out very well, and our Firestore functionalities are set out very well. That means you're also going to look at our rules, the Firestore rules of how that setup is. In terms of Firestore, you're also going to look at our storage rules that I'm going to reference here, and then you analyze where could the in our code logic, what could be the problem as to why we are not able to fetch out these images very well. And after you make concrete research and find the issue, you're going to create the implementation plan based on what you've analyzed. I'm going to look at the plan, I will review it, and then we continue to make changes. I think let's use Opus for the plan, if it is still open. And then we shall review that. Not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the channel, so that we can effectively ensure that we can grow our community. That is keeping me accountable on this journey to hit 500 coded apps. So let's grow this community. The only way we grow this community is by subscribing, by liking the video, because when you like the video, it's going to go out to even more people. So as we continue to grow, I'm also going to ensure that you get the best in terms of your time that you spend. Learn from how I get to do this, but also we are going to keep on improving our vibe coding process so that it suits your needs, so that you can learn effectively well. So let's create this implementation plan, because currently the challenge that we are getting, this is a challenge that we are getting. These images need to show already in our Firebase, and we've seen it earlier, because how we are supposed to view this, let me click here on one of these. So when you go to the detailed view, the other elements are viewable because they are mostly stored under Firestore. They are quite viewable, but for the images are not shown. So we need that we fix this element, and I think it's going to be our last refinement for this particular platform. When we get to fix this, the platform will be complete, and it will be ready to ship to the client and get our final payment. And for the complete system, the payment that we are going to get from the client, it's going to be $4,500. So we've currently received $2,000 and $2,015, mostly for the that we've been working on, but we wanted to receive those partial payments because it was kind of enriching for us to be able to get motivated throughout the process, but also for the client to feel like we are doing something and for them to get partial updates on what we are doing. We never wanted to keep them in the dark. We wanted to keep getting the updates on what we are working on, which is quite a good thing. But now we need to ensure that this is solved quite well. We are not getting feedback. The implementation plan is taking some time. I think we should switch to Gemini Flash, and we get to at least work on it very well. So I believe by the end of this stream, we would have solved the issue of the images. It needs to be solved. It's going to be actually the last refinements that we are going to make for this particular platform. For me, my is quite easy. I always want to, for any prompt that I've given, I always want to refine it, and I refine it using the structure for the master prompt, which is quite good. It has like 4 sections. The task, the issue, the request, and then you have the persona, the format, and the tone, which are all important for the agent to know that this is what it is supposed to work on in terms of the refinements. So let's wait for the prompt to be worked on quite well. I'm going to review it and we shall proceed. If you have any questions, please ask them. I can answer them as we work on this, because at times the agents take some time in the context of what we are working on, propagating it and orchestrating the right prompts, and then giving me the responses in terms of the implementation plans that are quite solid. So in that time, I believe I can effectively answer your questions if you have any. So it's taking some time. Let me try to go back this, and I'm going to rerun it. So let's copy this, because this is taking up some time. Let's get a fresh new agent and run it. I believe with this it's going at least to work without taking up so much of the time. Let's go for this and very well. So meanwhile, I'm using the agent mostly for Google Anti-Gravity, but the other way that you can maybe prompt, you can set up open code in your Google Anti-Gravity. Let's maybe try to open it from here. So from here, you can be able to access open code, and also you can, because I've set up already open cloud in my instance, which is also another powerful tool that you can use. So this is open cloud, which is also good. It's currently run on the Anthropic model, which is 4.6. And if you are maybe looking to get a variation on how you are going to attempt a task, the kind of prompting tool with orchestration that is quite different, you can go for that. But for me, I prefer the implementation from the agents and the agent system setup, agent frameworks, Google Anti-Gravity, because with that I get mostly implementation plans that I can review and then be able to approve if there is need to make changes. But also this element of being able to go back if maybe what has been provided is not good, it is one of the main elements that I put this tool. So let's wait for it to finish up. So as it's working, let's I think run open code and see what it's going to give us in terms of how it's going to go about each and everything. So let's move it to the terminal. So here we are going to view it's orchestrating and working on it, looking at everything. So currently I'm running two agents because the agent from Google Anti-Gravity is taking time. I'm switched to use the open code agent with the same kind of request and try to look at it as we wait for this one of Google Anti-Gravity to finish. Let's wait for that to play out. So currently the issue that we have is that we cannot be able to uploads, which is quite frustrating, but also we cannot be able to view the images that are already stored in our Firestore, or rather in our Firebase storage, which is quite disturbing. Earlier, before we bundled our app, because we were accessing host by running the npm dev tool, but then we created a Windows app using Electron, and after that creation, that is why we are getting this distortion and we are not able to view the images. So we want to sort it out and view the images. Currently the icons are fetched very well because we can view them for the various attractions that use that are people who are paying for the safaris, or people who will be looking at these itineraries will look at and anticipate on those particular days, but you're not able to get to view these images. The images that you are viewing are the images that are in in our app, which are local images, which are not images that are fetched from Firebase, just like these images. So each and every image that we have has to be set out just like this. So that is what we are trying to solve currently. Let's go back and look at what open code is doing. It is still making the analysis, and then we shall implementation plan, because we are taking long in terms of the review that this agent is doing. It's taking ages. Let's save it. But this one is running very well in the terminal, which is quite good. So sometimes when you get delays like this, the only thing that you're going to do, if you have elements like open code, then that is good. I told you, you can also run open cloud, which is quite good. And with open cloud, you'll be getting the same kind of orchestration that you're going to get with Opus 4.6, which is also good. So I use different tools. It depends on what task and what is the need for that particular functionality. Let's wait for it to finish up. It's reading the files. It takes up some time, but definitely, given that it's a prolonged task which requires reading numerous files, it's going to take some time. End of the day, it's going to effectively execute on that. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe, join our family where we get to vibe code apps in public, and I'm going to continue apps in public until when we are going to hit $500,000 in revenue from these apps. And my essence to vibe code them live, it is to show you that first of all, this is doable. Also to showcase the whole process, what works out. Sometimes the process is kind of frustrating because it's going to not really get to accomplish what you want very fast, but I also want to showcase the challenges that you meet when you're working. I want to vibe code and showcase the whole process, what gets to work out, what gets not to work out, how you get to solve things that don't work out when you're in the challenges that you're going to meet, how you get to solve them, how you get to go about the challenges of building quality front ends, the challenges that you're going to get when you're integrating these front ends to your back end, how you get to amalgamate these systems into fully working systems that are usable by numerous thousands of people. So I want this process to be out there for people to learn. So if you join the community, I believe each and every experience that you're going to get on a fresh day, it's going to be an improved experience. So do not hesitate to subscribe to this. Let's continue. Open code is running very well. Which is great. So we gave it the same task that we gave the Google agent. Currently it's running and analyzing the different kinds of files, which is quite good. But here we are getting delays. The agent is not working timely well. Which is good. So let's wait for this and get to evaluate what it's going to produce. Waiting for this plan to be released. I want to look at it and want to see its structure and how I can relate it to the plans that I've been getting from the agentic system offered by Google Anti-Gravity. So I want to evaluate the open code and look at it, because currently we are running these systems concurrently. The one for Google Anti-Gravity, it's slowing down, it's taking up some time, but here we are progressing. But it's look at it very well. It's taking up some time, so I think we need to first of all try and log it out and log in with another email. That would be also some of us to speed up the process. So let's go for that. As we go for that, for the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. And let us keep on growing our community. Currently, we are trying to refine our system. Other elements have been set up very well, but we are getting difficulty in fetching images. Solid implementation plan. We are going through the whole code base to identify where this issue could be. This issue started when we worked and bundled this Windows app. Initially, we were accessing our platform using the local host, but now we've created a fully working Windows app and we've installed it. But after the installation, we are not able to view various images for our itineraries and other elements, and that is what we are trying to work on. I figured it's important to explain it to the stream. Please, meanwhile, you can subscribe, you can ask any questions related to vibe coding or this particular platform that we are working on. So not getting the feedback that we want. So what we are going to do, let's rerun this and reset it up. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the stream before because I believe that when you subscribe, you are going to keep me accountable on this amazing journey that we are on. And the journey is to be able to hit $500,000 in revenue from vibe coded apps. But also, the most important thing is that in the process, I want to showcase, I want to, in the process, to reach out to many people. I also want to learn lots and lots of things from the people who are already vibe coding and going through this process. So for you to be a part of this journey, it is an honor and to have to work on this and also be a part of this process. And I believe the learning process for me is the end game. The learning process for me is as important as the product that we are going to create. So if you are able to be a part of this process by ensuring that you join our steadily and increasingly growing family. We've already hit 2,200 people. We are fast growing. We want to hit at least a level of 200,000 subscribers by the time we hit this milestone of 500,000 people. So please do not hesitate to join this family. I believe when you join, it's going to be a very, very good experience. Along the way, you are going to learn lots of things, but also we are going to learn lots of things from you. So please do not hesitate to join this channel by subscribing, like the video, because when you like it, it's going to even go out to more people who need to see this in real time. The reasons why I decided to do this in real time, seen that very many channels talk about vibe coding, but they never show what they do on a daily basis. For me, I want you to see what I do on a daily basis. So when you subscribe, you're going to get access to what I do on a daily basis, which is for me a very important and a game changer to allow other people tap into understanding how this is done, for them to see the progress, for them to see the frustrations, for them to guide, because they're already building different kinds of tools and they are working on certain processes. So this is over giving back to the vibe coding community in regards to how I go about this process. So if you want to see this unfold in real time, please do not hesitate to join effectively. Let's cancel this. So we are not currently getting what we want. So that means we are going to try Codex, because Google Anti-Gravity is not giving us. We are going to try Codex. I think it's still loading. So let's go for that and look at it. So what we've done, the other thing that I wanted to explain, what we've done, for this tool, we have different processes. We have a process where the employees can attempt their work, track the time progress for them doing this work. Let's go here. Let's wait for it to sync very well. I want to click on the workboard. So this is the workboard. The workboard, someone can enter any task on any day. Let's remove these because they are not yet configured. Let's reload it, this one. Let's reload our platform. I wanted to show you something on the various processes that are propagated. I think it has opened up very many of these. Let's close them. Wait for this one to load. Now, what I wanted you to realize is on the workboard. So So let's go there. So this is our workboard, and with this you can be able to add various tasks, but for each day what we've allocated are the mandatory tasks. So an into this platform, they got to attempt only 3 tasks. They don't really have to attempt much, because if someone is able to attempt 3 tasks and they are able to attempt them very well, then that is quite amazing. Now the only way they get access to these additional tasks is by completing these. Now for these you can be able to track what you've done. Let's say you say create itineraries. You can click on tracking the time itself, and from tracking the time you can also click on the completion of the task. So when you complete it here, it's going to show that there's been got 2 remaining. So when you complete them, then the admin can be able to track and analyze. Also, when it comes to the analytics view, which is quite a simplistic view, you can be able to track the particular activities that you completed and evaluate how far you are going. Also, there are the itineraries where you get to create itineraries which are quite well. I think we are getting a distortion. We are going to work on that. But promptly, what I wanted you to see is that the different elements that we work on, someone is asking which Google plan I'm using. I'm using the initial plan, which is of $19.99. That's the plan that I'm using. The other thing that I wanted you to see, let's go here and look at this builder. Now with this builder you can be able to add on various days. You can be able to add in other elements like attractions. I've added over 200 attractions. These icons, you can choose from these icons. Select from categories like birds and you choose from them. It is also good. You can scroll and maybe see other activities like nature and scenery. You can choose from these activities and attractions, things like maybe surfing, bird watching, balloon safaris, camping. So it has a complexity of each and everything that someone can use to be able to tailor out safaris. You can track your emails, so you can save the change. You are going to create an itinerary. With the emails, you can be able to track them from here, which is also quite a very good system. So the way you do it, you get a reference link for your email, you put it here, and then as you correspond with the client and on what they want, what they don't like, you can be able to add that to comments here, status updates, and so that when another employee comes and looks at the status of that particular client that you've been corresponding with, they get responses of what you've worked on, what you've not yet worked on, the things that are pending, reserved, which makes the process quite simple. You can also, when you receive the funds from the client, you can also create costings for the activities that you're going to do, and I've attached them to the various itineraries that are stored in our itineraries screen. So here you can be able to look at this. To add on other days, you can add on other days. If let's say you are having 12 days for that particular itinerary, you can add them. You can add as many days as you want, and you can add as many items under that day as you want, which is quite good. You make them from here. We have 2 different types of reservations. One of the reservations that we have here is the reservations that you're making as you're corresponding with the client, and after you finish corresponding with the client, you make reservations for the things that you're going to pay for, which is quite good. You can items here, which makes the process quite also simple. You can attach receipts here for the items that you've already reserved, making the process swift. So we automated each and every process that the client requested for. And the way I do this, I believe it works areas, which is quite good in other industries. You just look at the activities that are there, things that people do at that workplace. You can look at it, list it out, try to ensure to make research of how you can be able to automate it, automate the process. If the process is 2 hours, you can cut down on that for it to take something like in between 5 minutes to 10 minutes. And when you go on to automate these processes, maybe for your work, maybe for another workplace, it makes the process easier. If you're building platforms for other people, it makes the process easier. But if you're also building platforms that you're going platforms that people are going to pay for on a monthly basis, you can also be able to automate that in different kinds of industries, because people do this work manually, and you find those pain points where the work is quite frustrating, and you can be able to automate it very well. So that is how I go about the process. So all you have to do for me, ask a question. Let's say you can go to Copilot. Let's go to Copilot, because Copilot is very good when it comes to this kind of orchestration. Load it. So let's pick any sample activity. Or let's say we are in a school. Let's say we are automating a platform for a school. Let's put in a request. So now we are automating a platform for a school. I want you to identify the various activities that are done in a school. Activities that are done by the teacher, activities that are done by the students. Also inform me how I can be able to track and evaluate these activities effectively well. So let's go for this and wait for the orchestration for Copilot. Copilot is going to list to showcase a different kind of sample that is different from the platform that I'm building currently, which is going to make my explanation and the information that I wanted to put across quite understandable. So here we have the information. So it tells the teachers activity. Teachers plan lessons, delivery of the lessons, they assess the lessons, classroom management, attendance, tracking, discipline and participation, communication from the teachers, professional development. So the tracking of that, it has listed it out. Also for the students, there are activities: learning, the assessment, the engagement, collaboration, personal development, and it has also listed the activities and the tracking and the evaluation. So it is also listing how I can be able to centralize this into a dashboard and all of that. So I'm going to copy this. Let's go to cloud. Let's go to cloud and look at how cloud can be able to create for us a plan here with this particular information. So so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an HTML, a sample HTML website for this particular here. I want to add on some reference images, which are mostly of analytics charts. So let's copy these and add them here. So I just want to do something simple, even without using the anti-gravity tool, which is going to make the process understandable. So now I'm sharing information about the various activities tool, and I want to turn this into a simple HTML tracking platform that tracks all these activities that we've listed up. So what you're going to create, you're going to create an HTML website that has these different functionalities tracked out very well. In terms of how these elements should appear for the visualization on the dashboard, I've attached 3 screenshots that have and infographic charts that you can use as samples to create this HTML platform. You're going to create you're going to bundle it into a single HTML code snippet that I can be able to try out and review how it has been set up. So let's create this. Meanwhile, I would love to review it after the creation and get to see how Cloud is going to effectively work on it, because Cloud is quite strong with these initial you're trying to brainstorm. So when I'm working on something, I always want to get that first brainstorm of how it can appear, even before I go into the process of creating the screenshots. But for the screenshots, the way you get to create them, you go to a tool like so let me open up this email. I have my Stitcher. Where I have my Stitcher account, and I show you the initial screens of the platform that we are currently on. Let me check out this and see if it is the project that I worked on. Let's go back. So I think this is the project that I worked on. So initially, after me making the other orchestration, so as it is loading, my initial plan and how I wanted. These are the screenshots that I added as a reference to what I wanted to build. And then from here, I get these kinds of screenshots. So these are the kinds of screenshots that I got put out for what I was going to build. So when you look at such a screenshot and then you come back to our tool and then you go here on the itinerary builder, so you get to see this is similar. This screenshot is similar to what you're seeing here. So the process becomes quite easy, because when you don't have reference images of what you're building out, it's going to be quite difficult. But for me, I come from the first initial orchestration of creating that first initial sample HTML using Cloud Code, and then from Cloud Code I come to I create a product road document, and with the product road document that includes the various screens that I'm going to build out. Then I come to Google Stitch. I tell Google Stitch what I want. It creates these kind like you can see them of what I want, because with Google Stitch you are going to get 2 functionalities. You can create screenshots for your mobile app, but you can also create screenshots for your web app. It makes the process quite very good. And when you look at them, these are layouts of the initial plan that I had, and then they becomes easy even when I want to make changes. I already have the initial set out of what I want and all the screens. So for the changes, I go on to make the changes as to how I see fit, which makes it quite great. But also, if you want to, maybe let's go back and I show you. some of the screens for mobile apps that I plan out. So maybe if you want to create to design screens for a particular app. Now actually it was something that I designed, but I've never worked on it, but I just designed it using Google Stitch to see how it unfolds and how it creates its screen. So you see, I gave it instructions of how of designing this full project with the onboarding screens, and now when you look at these screens, it's a onboarding flow that you get with Google Anti-Gravity, and it's going to design it to your taste based on the references that you're going to give in terms of the screens, which makes the process quite good. So let's go here. So this is what we have. So we need to export this. As an HTML file. Let's download it. And go to the downloads. So when you click on it, it's loading. Yes, this is the initial setup. It's quite simple. But when you click on these elements, let me reprompt Cloud and tell it that the fonts are quite small and they are not viewable, for it to increase on the fonts, which is something good. Yes, we have the initial setup, but we can increase on the fonts. So now, thank you very much for the initial setup. Now, when it comes to the fonts that are in this HTML file, they are quite small. Can you please increase on the fonts and also the boldness to ensure that they are viewable? So what you're going to do, font size of the various texts that are on this particular HTML file, so that we can be able to view each and everything quite well. And with this, you are going to rewrite the full code snippet. Let's continue with that. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. This stream will learn lots of things and how we can be able to vibe code from various tools, and how we can be able to bring our ideas to life in the most possible and simplest ways. So today I'm showcasing something different. Yes, we have been working on our platform and we continue to work on it, but I wanted to show you how you can start up the process and how you can go about it. And the way you go about it is maybe by using different methods. First of all, you can maybe start with Google Stitch, where I showed you the various screenshots that you can create prior to coming to this, or you can start with this and you have a broad overview before you go to Google Stitch to give it this particular, to reset these screens, maybe improve on the layout of the elements as you would want. But either way, you can be able to brainstorm with AI effectively, very well, and with the availability of different tools. I use the tools concurrently because I created this plan from I brought it here to Cloud Code, and I can maybe take it to another visual tool to maybe improve on the screens. So it depends on what you truly want. If you really are looking to have something created out that is quite beautiful, then you're going to want to work these various tools. So let's wait for Cloud to finish. It is still working on this very well. Now for this, I think we are going to restart it. We are not getting response from Google Anti-Gravity, and I believe it's a problem. because we are able to work with a cloud code, which is working very well. But here we are not getting the response that we are supposed to get. So meanwhile, we shall continue to look at other elements as we reprompt it. So now it's working, but also we can get that particular prompt. Let's go to cloud. Let's go to cloud and we get the initial prompt here. Let's copy it and go to Google Stitch. Google Stitch here. Let's select web. And here for the visualization, what we are going to do, we are going to give another request. Here. Now I've given you information about the school platform that I want to create, and I want you to create for me 7 screenshots that include all for this platform and how they are going to look in terms of the visual outlook of tracking all these activities that happen in the school. So let's upload our reference screenshots in terms of dashboards. Let's sketch them out. So in terms of the charts on these screens, I want you to refer to the 3 screenshots that I've attached as a reference of the various charts that you can use on these different screenshots for us to effectively see how this particular platform can various activities that are done by the teachers and also done by the students in this particular school. So create these very well, and I'm going to review what you've worked on after you've accomplished and finished up with all the 7 screenshots that you're going to create. So meanwhile, let's give that very information that we got from Copilot, and we give it to Stitch for Stitch to orchestrate these screenshots. So these are our sample screens, and our Stitch is going to work on the new screenshots, evaluate what it has worked on. Let's go back to Cloud Code and evaluate what it has done. Download the new this new file that it has worked on. Let's download it. So even before going into tools like Google Anti-Gravity that sometimes are complex and are going to distort you as some, you can vibe code this using and get to view all these elements using HTML from the start, because when you have the HTML code of what you want, then when you go to maybe Google Anti-Gravity and you want to use frameworks like Next.js, it becomes quite easy because you have the sample you want. So this is what it was able to produce for us. When you click on the element for the lessons, you get to see the lessons are set out very well and how they are approved. Then the grading it shows the elements for the grading. Let's reload this, and you see the charts are actually animated. For the engagement from the students, you get to see the metrics, the students' progress. So the animation is quite amazing. What you did, you don't really have to have complex skills on doing this. So I just vibe coded this from the go. So with this, if I know all the activities of the school, it becomes quite easy for me to make changes to this and make it better and keep on improving on it, which makes the process quite simple and amazing. So now it has created the aesthetics that it's going to use, which is the Scholar canvas of the various kinds of colors that it's going to use, and it's still creating the screens. It's going to create 7 screenshots. It has been in the planning phase, which is a Google Stitch. So we are going to also try to look at these and how they look, and evaluate them and compare them to what Cloud Code has done. But at least if you have different kinds of tools that you can use to get your idea phase to the visual kind of phase, it becomes quite easy for you to get it from the visual phase and build it out, just like the tour automation platform that I've built out. And I hope at least this is a sample that you can be able to learn from and get to see. So it's working on these 7. We are going to also view them. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream. So because as we go on to learn and effectively get to use various tools that enable and facilitate the vibe coding process, I believe you're going to learn lots of things. So if you've not, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and join our fast growing community. Our goal today is to hit at least 100 subscriptions. So if you can be able to hit that, that would be quite good for so the screens have been created. This one screen, let's reprompt. All the 7 created screens. Currently, this is one of the screens that was created. It's the only one that I can view. So what we are going to do, we have reprompted, I want to view all these elements. So this is part of the communication hub that the students can use to communicate. Which is good. So let's wait for it to orchestrate and work on that. So this is where we started from. We created the plan from here. And after that, we went to Cloud Code and we put it there. Cloud Code was able to create this for us, which we went and we downloaded the HTML file. We took it here, we tested it. So this is what we have. Yes, it's a simple layout, but it's a complete system of what we wanted. But you can actually, with this, it's very easy. You can even go back here. Let's go to Google Gemini, because I want to show you the various tools that you can use. It's not a one framework, kinds of tools, even when you are not using an IDE, and you can get what you want. It depends on how what you want. Let's upload this file. Let's upload that HTML code, and let's also upload our reference screens, and add them to this request. For the people who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to join me on this journey, where we are vibe coding to hit $500,000. We are currently working on our tour platform, but we are testing out on something, an easy process that someone can go through and they can be able to vibe code anything. Initially, we've worked on our HTML code, which is already set up. So let's reprompt with Google Anti-Gravity. I'm trying to showcase the various tools that you can use when you're prompting, which makes the process quite easy, and for you to get variations of something that is quite good. So now, when it comes to this particular HTML code that I've shared, it's a HTML code of a school platform. However, currently I've analyzed that the fonts that are used are quite small and they are not quite visible. So what you're going to do, you're going to increase on these fonts. They need to be visible. But also, when it comes to the various widgets that improve on, yes, I love the initial animations that were put on the platform, but you can improve on these animations by looking at the sample reference screens that I've shared that have various widgets and infographic charts, and get references from these numerous. Improve on our platform for it to be quite professional in terms of the UI look. Also, I'm going to share a document which is the peak end user experience framework. This framework is quite solid, and from the framework you can improve the animations and the micro interactions on this particular platform to make it even much more better. So let me upload it so that you can also review that framework, and with that you're going to rewrite the full code snippet, and you're going to work on each request that we've put here. So let me go look for that framework. It's quite a solid framework that I've created, and in terms of the peak end user experience, what I mean with that is that for each and every user who comes on they're using your platform, you want them to feel quite enriched. Rather, you want them to feel that they are getting the best experience with the use of the platform. Yes, they might be getting the functional value of your platform. If the platform feels good, I want to give you an example. When you're using an iPhone, the user experience, the peak end user experience is quite very high as compared to other phones that you're using. When you're using apps like Airbnb, experience, let's say when you're making a payment for a certain place where you're going to stay, after you make that payment, the peak end user experience of the animations that show up before and even during the process, it makes the process quite lovable even when you're making the payments, and that is why it is quite converting to many people who have where they are going to a certain place and they want to book a place where they're going to stay. So these are some of the things that are added into the user experience that make the user experience quite memorable. So that is what I'm trying to add in here with Gemini on the very same platform. Work and on this and improve on the process. So you see, it's going to study the various things that like the widgets, the typography, the micro interactions that are in the document, and it's going to redesign this document in a professional Yeah, for these, earlier we did not get all the screenshots that we created, but now we have all the screenshots that we wanted to create. So now, if you love the process that we are undergoing through to showcase how these tools can be built, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the video, because we are going to continuously work to ensure that you get the best in terms of learning how you can write code. So now, the initial framework that we had, where we gave commands to Cloud Code to build the HTML platform, we got that very information, we gave it to Google Stitch, and Google Stitch has kinds of screens, and they showcase the various activities that are done in a school. This is the admin central dashboard. This is the teacher dashboard, where the teachers get to track the various activities done by the students. This is for the assignments, how the teachers can track the assignments, which is also quite very good. So I only gave it a layout of the various activities that are supposed to be done, and I told it to get 7 screenshots to include each and everything that is done, and how the school can track the progress of the students. Now here, this is also a screen which is the students dashboard, where the students log in to track how their CGPA, their attendance rate, and how they are progressing. Attendance roll call screen, where the teachers can be able to track the progress, how many students are present, how many are absent, and they map it to that particular student. This is the communication hub. Good. This is the deep dive, the analytics and reports, attendance heat map, how many students are attending on a particular day. So these are some of the things that you can do. The tools are available. You just have to know how you can use them effectively well, and you can get the best out of them. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to subscribe, so that you can be able to get access to these to these sessions and many more that you're going to make. We are going to continue to live stream until when we are going to hit $500,000 in revenue from the various web apps that we are working on, and the mobile apps that we are working on. If you want to see the apps that we are working on, please go via streams. You're going to see the mobile apps that you're working on. We are currently working on 2 mobile apps, one which is called Quizzer. It is an educational app that you are going to launch. It's going to allow users to create personalized quizzes, but also it's going to allow them to get access to a scan tool, where they can scan various questions and get answers to them, and the process as to how that answer was arrived to. The other tool that we are working on, we are working on an item location tool that allows people to store items, save the location, that particular location where they have stored that tool effectively well. So those are the mobile apps that are in pipeline. And for the web app, we are just working on a web app, an automation tool for safaris or tours, and it was given to us by our client. It is the platform for which we've received the funds that we have currently. So if you want to see this journey unfold effectively well, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. So let's go back to our tool that has been refined. Here, now that we have the HTML code, let's go to the HTML viewer. So this platform, onlineviewer.net, it's a very good platform where you can input any HTML code, and you can look at elements. Now for this, I can only view only one tab. The other tabs, I cannot be able to view them. So that means when it comes to Gemini, we gave it the code. Orchestration has not been set out very well. So let's reprompt. Now initially we had the initial HTML code that I gave you. It had 7 screens. I'm going to reshare it. So what you're going to do, you're not going to remove the elements that are in this code. We are just going to improve on the UI visibility. Each and every element, I'm going to reshare this particular code. But what you're going to do, you're just going to improve on its appearance based on the peak end framework that I gave you, and also based on the screenshots that I gave you earlier. So let's go here, click on the page source. So it's quite a complex piece of code, over 561 lines of code. Let's copy this and go here and reattach it. So let's orchestration. I want to see the power of Google Gemini and how it can really work with this, because with cloud we've looked at it and the results were amazing. So what I think you can do with cloud, when you receive these kinds of screenshots, maybe you connected the Google Stitch MCP to your Google Anti-Gravity, you can directly transfer them to Google Anti-Gravity. If you've not been able to connect that, you can as well download these screenshots. And this is how you download. You click here, you go to more, and you can download it already outside, which makes the process easy, and you can use it as a reference screen when you're just starting out to build this particular kind of framework. So Google Stitch is quite good. It's going to understand how you want your site to be set out, and it's going to build it out. So from the other simple framework of what I had, which was just instructions of the various activities that we get to do in a school using Copilot, it comes down to create these screenshots that you can start with. So for each and anything, I want you to prompt it for each and any tool that you want to automate. You can automate it with first of all creating the visual layout of what you want. So it's here. So these are all the screenshots. There are 7 screenshots that showcase this school tracking tool, and you can use these various screenshots to go and give it to any tool like Casa, Cloud with Cloud Code, or maybe you're using VS Code and you've integrated any coding agent, or maybe if you're using Google Anti-Gravity, any tool that you can use, you can give it to the tool as reference, and you can start with these screenshots. It makes the process quite easy, and that is how I go about the process. But so any tool, it makes the process quite easy. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and join our community. Our goal today is to hit 100 subscriptions from you, and when you subscribe, I believe I'm going to showcase even more information how I go about with the orchestration tools, how I build them out, how I use artificial intelligence tools to help me with the planning phase. So if you want to be able to view more live streams like these, please subscribe, like the video, so that it goes out to even more people who need this particular information. Because at the end of the day, I want to reach out to many people as I can with these processes and how they can make the process quite easy for them. So now that we've made refinement to we are still trying to sample out on this new school platform, but what we are sampling is how we can go about this process in the most easy way, because vibe coding is, I believe it's all about understanding the particular context of what you want to work on and communicating this particular context working with very well. So I believe AI is going to continue to improve, but one of the things that is not going to change, it is the communication skill, because these agents understand mostly from the communication that you're going to give them, how you communicate what you're talking about. That makes it easy for you, so you can communicate through refining your prompts. You can communicate with the visual references. You can communicate with creating systematic approaches to how you code, which makes the process quite easier and save time. Let's close this. So this is what we gave to Gemini. We've not touched on the other screenshots that we've created in Google Stitch, but now we are working with Gemini. Gemini, we gave it the code that Cloud created. We gave it the initial code, and we told it to improve on the visibility of these items, and we told it to keep all the screens. But now we want to test out if it has all these screens here mapped out very well. So the first screen that we have here, it is the dashboard. So you get to track the total number of students, the average attendance, the average grade score. Also, you have the lessons, the lesson plans. So the teachers can be able to create these lessons plans and they submit them, and then the administrator approves them. They approve them before the lessons are implemented, so that you can track on what is being taught. So here we also have the panel for the lesson plans, where teachers submit the lesson plans. You track them. So you have this: the department, sciences, the teacher, the name of the teacher, the subject, the due date, the approval status, which are all good. We also have the grading feedback. So if there are assignments that have been done, we get feedback from the teachers. How did they get to grade? The average grades that they receive from the schools. So what is that progress, and how can it be tracked? The teacher performance. So we have the teacher performance. A teacher can look at can be able to get the scoreboard for different teachers and how they are improving, and you track them in time. What you can be able to do is that you can come to this attendance. So let's click. Let's go back on the dashboard. I wanted to view this attendance tool. Let me. Was not able to come up again. Let's click on the attendance tool. So you see that kind of animation. That kind of animation that you get to do, we got it from adding our peak end. It's called the peak end framework. I'm going to show it to you. To this peak end framework. So I've created a framework that allows each and every vibe coding tool to improve on the visibility of that particular app, to improve on the psychological feel of the user's platform. Let me go to it here, and I'm going to open it. Let me open it before we go and look into what the complete setup of what Gemini has created for us. So this framework is quite complete. You can see it. It has different sections. It has the rule, the peak end rule, the proof, which is the Disney proof of what they did in terms of the setting up their packs, and how they orchestrate the psychological feel for them, the negative moments. So it has the complete tool, the journey mapping protocol. When you go to the universal screen taxonomy, So it has various elements that you can go to and look at. So when you give this to the agent is going to understand how it is going to build out the screens, so that when we go back to this, you see these screenshots, the way they have been built, it has been with the help of that particular document, which makes the process quite good. So the assessments for the students, the engagement, and this is the sample process that I've built out. So how you can go about it, you can go and go to any company that is still doing these things, and you can ask for information of the various activities that they get to do, list them out, list their frustrations and what they want to automate, give them a sample. Actually, even before you leave the premises, or even you can create it and send it to them as a sample. They look at the sample. If they love it, then they give you the contract. You can go on to build it out for yourself, or you can build it out and several schools or several industries, maybe industries that are producing various elements, they can tap into your platform and they can be able to use it to track their processes. So it makes the process quite easy, but it comes from of how you're going to go about it. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe, and so that you can continue to get access to how we go about each and every process when we are vibe coding. So let me recopy this now. I think I'm going to stop this and I'm going to rerun it. So for the people who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe so that you join the stream. So these are our earlier screenshots, and they are also created from the references that we gave. So maybe the other one that we have in Google, you can get that very code. You can look at these improved screenshots that appear to be quite improved, and you can give that to any tool to improve on the initial code that you have, and also use these improved infographic charts. Quite engaging. But also when you're working with this tool, let me show you something. As I show it to you, if you've not yet liked the video, please like the video. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe, because when you subscribe, you're going to keep me accountable on this journey that I am on, which is to ensure that I get each and everything that I do when I'm vibe coding tools, but also for the tools that are for the platforms that we are working on, to ensure that we get collect revenue of in totality of $500,000 from the vibe coded apps that we are vibe coding. So please like the want to get access. If you feel like you want to get access to the different kinds of frameworks and the documents that we use in our vibe coding process, please click and subscribe to this video. Our goal is to hit 100 subscriptions. If you hit that, I will like the framework tool, and also documents like the master prompt document, which are quite important in our process of vibe coding. So thank you for the subscriptions, and thank you for liking the video. Let's continue. I want to show you something here. So let's go back. I want to show you something. Something here.
exciting.
Hello, we are working on the designing of a school platform. So now we've already created the initial screens, but I feel like we can be able to improve on these designs. I believe we can improve.
Let's push the creative possibilities together. Which screen would you like to dive into first?
So first, I want you to dive into a board screen. Currently, the setup is very well. The infographic tools that are used are quite good, but I believe with more orchestration, we can get something that is quite better in terms of the look, the UI. And what I'm looking for, I'm looking to enhance the user experience when they are using these particular.
What if we integrated mini line charts into the key metrics cards? That would bring trends and historical context to life, enhancing the whole experience.
Yes, we can do that. We can do that. Each and every screen, you analyze it on a screen-by-screen basis and see the improvements that you can make on it.
It.
So please go on to make the changes.
Working on it.
So as you're working on it, working on it. What do you feel is in terms of creating memorable UIs using Google Stitch? What do you feel it would be the right way to prompt Google Stitch to give us nice and applicable designs for each and any platform that we work on?
Creating truly memorable UI is about evoking emotion and crafting a cohesive story through design. Think about the overall vibe you want to achieve.
Of your recommendation, if you were, because you are the tool, so if you really were to prompt Google Stitch in the right way, what kind of framework would you use? What kind of prompts would you prefer? How would they be set out, and what particular things would they outline you to get the best output from Google Stitch?
I'd focus on defining the emotional core and the narrative thread between screens, not just the layout or colors. What's the story you're telling?
That is quite wonderful. So much. Let me hope you are
The change?
So the changes are complete.
What's next? Yes, what would you like to look at next?
Let me look at them.
Sure.
So now what we are getting, we are getting something that is quite fresh. So these were the initial setup of the screens. But when you look at this screen, which was we created, it's quite improved and much more better than the one that we started with. This is very good. So let's move this to the terminal. Let's continue to work on this. So we pasted our lines. There is a refinement that we want to make in terms of the images. Let's work on that and ensure that our images are loaded very well. But first of all, we want to create the implementation plan, which is quite good. So let me call upon the people who have not yet subscribed to please subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to keep me accountable. I'm on the journey to hit $500,000 from Vibe revenue that I'm going to get from Vibe Coded. The journey, I believe the journey is more important, just like the product. So along the way, the journey, we are going to continue to live stream, and you're going to get access to most of our processes and how we get to do this. So if you want to be a part of this channel, you want to be a part of the community, you want to share something in terms of how you go about the process, how you, please do not hesitate to subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and continue to keep me accountable in the process. So currently we are using open code, which is to look at those various elements and the issues that we are facing, and it's going to create for us an implementation plan that we are going to use to continue to effectively solve what that we have with the retrieval of our images from Firebase. So our platform is set out very well. Let's close it and reopen it so that you can be able to view it. Let's reopen it, and as we wait for our agent to create a solid implementation plan. So I think we are not running npm. Let's open up another tab. So as open code is working, let's go here and run our app so that we can look at it. I can show you what we are currently working on. If you've not yet subscribed, please, I'm going to call upon you to subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to get more access to new live streams that we are doing, but also to more video and knowledge about vibe coding, and improve on your vibe coding process, and to build apps that are quite complete and usable by other people. So if you want to be a part of our family, please subscribe. But because when you like it, it's going to continue to go out to even people, and I believe the process is quite important, and throughout the process we are going to learn much more until when we are going to hit $500,000 from tools that we've worked on. So if you want to be part of the process, let's go back here. Let's wait for it to load. So we've also bundled our app, and let's close it and reopen it. And as we are opening that, Open Code is still strategically working on our request. The request that we gave it is to ensure that it looks into the current errors that we have in regards to loading our images from Firebase, and create a complete diagnosis of the code, analyze each and every relevant file that is related to uploading images and retrieval of these images, and then create for us a plan. So it's going to take out some time. The thing that I love about these tools is that we have now a very large context to get to work on huge tasks, and the analysis of something like a complete code base becomes quite possible, because these main agents can be able to give subtasks to different sub agents to accomplish them and then return for you after working on that particular element, which makes the process quite good. Now this is our platform. We're still loading, but finalizing with a few issues, and these issues are related to retrieval of images. That is what we are working on today. The other elements that we have been worked on very well. So let's first of all cancel one of these. It's not loading. Now when you look at these aspects, like the analytics that we get from the various elements on our app, it's working very well. But the challenge that we have, the challenge that we are getting, it is mostly from fetching images. We cannot upload images, we cannot fetch them. And we want to finish up with that. It's going to be the last, and from there we are going to ship this particular product to the client who paid for it. That is what we are doing. We are making final modifications to see that everything is set out very well. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. When you subscribe, you are going to continuously get access to our videos. But most importantly, in the process of us getting from where we are, which is $2,015 that we got from the initial payments for this very platform that we are working on, we are going to continue to vibe code until when we hit $500,000 in from vibe coding apps. So if you want to be a part of the process, if you want to support the process, if you want to learn from the process, please do not hesitate to subscribe. But also, please comment on this video, go in the chat, say anything, give compliments, guide, anything that you can be able to say about our vibe coding process. I believe it's going to enhance, even get out to more people, but also we are going to continue to grow this community, and we are going to benefit from the process itself, because the process is as enjoyable and more important as the product. So we won't wait to I didn't really want to just showcase this product and show it to you at the end, due to be part of the building process. And with that, I believe when you subscribe and you get to watch our live streams, you get to join our community, you get to participate in the community, in the chat section. It makes the process really worthwhile, and knowing that at least one or two people, thousands of people, get to learn from this process. But please do not hesitate to subscribe. And thank you so much for the people who keep on subscribing, the people who keep on liking the video. It's really improving on the visibility of our videos, and it's making this process even much more enjoyable as someone who is showcasing the process. So let's wait for open code to fully finish up with the analysis. And it's continuously looking into different kinds of files to find where the challenge could be, so that we can be able to sort it out, which is quite good. It's evidently going about the process, and I believe the results are going to be even awesome. So let's wait for it to unfold and then we can review it. Sometimes these issues when you are working with a complex code base, just like what we have, it takes time. It takes time to go through the whole complex system, which is quite understandable and evident. But the agents try to go out on everything and create an atmosphere where you get a response that you desire. And for me, that's the most important thing. The most important thing is knowing that you're working with tools and with you giving out a context which is complex. You get to even test out the system, because what you're working on today is complex. We are testing out the whole code base. So open code is going through the full context of our code base, which is quite huge. It's quite huge. We have different kinds of complex functionality. So it's going through, it's trying to find the vulnerabilities that are related to the upload and the view logic for our app, because currently for the recent updates that we made, we weren't able to make uploads of images, and also viewing these images and retrieve it was quite complex. So that is what you're trying to fix now. For the people who may not have yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and join this stream. Join it, support the journey. You being part of it keeps me on the tabs to continue going and build out these apps. And I believe that effectively and evidently we're going to hit the $500,000 mark soon with the assistance of this community. And for each and every person who subscribes, I believe they have supported this particular goal to keep me accountable, to keep me energized and with relevancy, to keep on coming on each and every day to do these live streams. So if you want to be a part of the process, please do not hesitate to subscribe. This is what I'm talking about. When you go here, maybe you select a day and you try to upload any fresh image. So we get this error that is returned, which is quite disturbing. And it's saying the error is unknown. We need to be able to track this particular error, but most importantly, we need to be able to these images, which is not working out well the way we want it. So let's go to our Firebase. And look at it as it's loading. I'm going to appeal to you to please subscribe. Subscribe if you are on the stream, like the video so that it goes out to even more people who need unfold in real time. And thank you for the subscription. Now, for most of our processes for this app, so as you can see these screens, we have various screens: dashboard, the itineraries, the emails, the costings, trackings, the reservations, the work board where employees get to upload the work that they've done, the accommodation, the profile screens. We've integrated them effectively into Firestore. So as you can see, costings, emails, evaluations, the fleet management, itineraries, itinerary reservations, properties reservations, tracked trips, users, and work activities. They're effectively integrated into our Firebase. And this is our set of rules that we've set up for our Firebase. Let me show them to you. It's quite a complex set of rules. So these are our rules. Track each and everything. Authentication, properties, which is the accommodation, itineraries, the reservations, itinerary reservations, costings, evaluations, track trips, emails, workboards, and the new operation board for the fleet management and incident reports. Now, what we are not getting, what we've also worked on, it is the storage. So most of the images that we upload and most of the documents that we upload in this system are in this very section. And as you see, we already have initial elements that are stored in these files. Now, the challenge that we are getting currently is that we are getting a distortion in form of uploading and viewing the images and documents that we are uploading, and that is the reason as why we are making refinements here and reviewing our full code base, because this is happening across various screens in the code base. So we are not just reviewing particular screens, each and every element in our app, and after that it's going to return to us a complete report of where this problem could be emanating from, and that is what we want to work on specifically from the concrete report that we are working on. If you have any questions, please go to the comment section and ask these questions. I will be very, very glad to answer them. I'll be very, very glad to answer. Let's continue. Review this. Let's continue to work on this and review it. continue. Evaluate these elements. As the agent is still go to other screens. Look at them. So what we're waiting for, we're waiting for the agent to finish up our overall code base, and what we are trying to work on is the image logic, the upload and view logic, but we can't work on it without getting a complete diagnosis of what could be the cause across the whole app, because it's not currently working. So that is what we are currently working on to ensure it's set out very well. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Do not hesitate to join our community and like this particular video, because the more you like it, it's going to even go out to more people who need to showcase, to get access to the showcase of the process of how we get to vibe code various apps effectively well. And thank you for the subscriptions. Let's go back to check on our agent and where it has reached. It is still orchestrating everything. It has worked on some files. It is still working. So we are going to continue to wait and see how it unfolds. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the stream, subscribe to this particular video, like it, help us to reach out to even more people who need this kind of work. We need to get access to these videos and how everything in terms of vibe coding, complete and functional apps. I believe throughout the process, as we are continuing in the anticipation to hit our goal of $500,000, you will learn lots of things along the way. So please subscribe. Let's continue. So we are continuing with the orchestration of each and everything to identify what could be the causes of the delays that you are getting, which is quite important. If you are new to this channel and you have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and like this video. Most importantly, also, if you have any comments, any questions, please go in the chat section, like it. We have set up our poll there about our process and how we vibe code. If you want to say anything about the process, please do not hesitate. And the purpose of us showcasing this is to ensure that each and everything is done to the core, to ensure that we can map out each and every task that we are working on. Currently, we are reviewing all our code snippets because we are getting a challenge. Our uploads to Firebase are kind of distorted, but also we can't view these images. So that is why we've switched to open code to effectively go through this. So it's going through various files to try and identify what could be the problem. That is one thing that also give us a solid implementation plan of how we can be able to on that very well. So that is what we are working on. We are still working on our automation platform, just like you see it. It's a platform that automates each and every process for managing from the generation of itineraries to tracking of emails, to the posting of different tours that you've already received money for, to reservations, and then from the reservation tracking the trips themselves, to evaluating trips when they are complete, the activities of various employees as they are using the platform and as they are doing some other work that is related to this particular tour company that are hired us to work on this. So it's a complete overhaul system that anyone can use. And the way we go about it, the process that we get to orchestrate when we are things, we go to these companies, we look at the various activities that they are doing, how they do these activities, and the pain points that they have when they are delivering their solution to their clients. So when we identify these, we map them out to what needs to be automated per activity. And after we map it out, we go on to create a product road documents. And when we go on to create these product road documents, we create them in a way that is going to enable us to automate each and every process that employees are feeling it's quite frustrated. They're doing manually, but it's quite automatable. Then we are going to include it into the automation system. Even when it's not automatable, we can be able to track that by at least including a space where an employee can upload a report of what they have done, and then the employers can be able to review that. And that is this. You can be able to build out this framework. All you are going to look at are the pain points. There are different kinds of pain points that are out there. People get trouble when they are traveling from one place to another. People having challenges when they are looking out for places. People have trouble when they are looking for the right kind of food to consume and how easy it should get to them. There are different kinds of problems that you can look at, and what I would advise, if you're looking at problems that you're trying to solve, you want to look at problems that are quite frequent. What I use for me, it's called a toothbrush model. So what is the toothbrush model? The toothbrush model is a model where you look at various daily activities that users get to do at least twice a day. So for traveling, people get to travel twice a day. They travel for work to their to come back. For eating, people get to eat at least twice a day. They get to have lunch, they get to have dinner or supper. Sometimes they even eat more than 2 times a day. They get to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So those are the 2 activities that I can look at, but there are numerous activities. People look at their phones multiple times a day. People look at the time multiple times a day. So you can create an app that is related to time checking. That really solves another problem, but it's related to time. People get to look at their calendars at least twice a day. People get to open up their message apps at least more than 100 and actually more than 15 times a day. People get to speak at least you can say they get to speak more than 20 times a day. So you can try to look at things that people do on a daily basis. Try to identify the pain points that they're still facing when they are going about these activities, and you can find something out of there. So if you love the process that we get to do in as far as our tools and automation is concerned, please like our videos. So open code is saying, shall I proceed to implement phases 1? So I need to look at its implementation plan and what it has diagnosed. So it's saying it has identified the issues to them. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe, and so that we can continue to grow our community. Like this video, I would love for this video to even go out to more people. So like the video, please. So the issues are found. It's saying that for the itinerary, it passes the brackets when the itinerary.image is empty. The upload auth timing, auth state might not be resolved before uploads. Then there is missing CORS configuration for Firebase, which is required for Firebase. The inconsistent auth checks in some files use auth.current users, other files use auth brackets.current users. So I think it has given us phases to implement it. So let's include this. So now I want you to rewrite this implementation plan for it to be solid. First of all, I want you to look at the document, which is a markdown file that we have in our code, and you need to ensure that for this particular layout or prompt structure that we have in the master prompt file, it is the one that we use to reorganize a concrete implementation plan for these issues that you've identified. Look at the document first, look at its prompt structure, copy that particular prompt structure, reorganize the new implementation plan with this and include all the phases that you've identified. Then I will approve and you will go on to make the changes. So let's continue. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Someone was asking that how do I I approach companies is that you're going to reach out to companies just like any other way. I write to them, the ones that I don't have access to, but for the ones that are in my vicinity, I reach out to them, I write to them, and then after writing to them, I tell them about information services that I offer, and I try to work with them to identify the pain points that they have, because that is the most important thing. I wouldn't really want to build out something just for the sake of building, but I want to identify what they are facing in terms of the problem, and I get to work with that to identify how they go about the activities, what are the pain points. If we are able to identify the three things, then it becomes quite easy to map out something for them. And before I leave, if I've visited the premises in real time, before I leave the premises, I have a work plan of something that I'm going to start with to offer them. If I've online, I reach out to them and I send it to them via email. They can review it and then get back to me if they feel like it is something that they can work with. If they approve and they provide the contract and make initial payments, then from that process I can be able to go out and automate what we agreed on contract, which is a very simple process. So now we have a solid plan. Earlier we had a very simple plan, but the plan could not hold. I've reprompted AI to rewrite this plan using our master plan. Someone said that this is something that can be done within a day. For me, I believe in the process of trying to work with these tools just like how you would work with your assistant. Yes, it is very good. Someone can be able to orchestrate a tool and put it there out within a day. But essence of you building out something that people want, that is what makes this process hold out, not for just a day, but for you to be able to solve the problem of the client. Because if you're working with clients, you're solving their problem. You're not building out something that you want yourself, but you're trying to want. So if they have requested for certain features, the way they have requested for them, that is how you would want to orchestrate them. And for me, the planning phase is much more important than as the building phase itself, because if I just go out and build something that is quite vague, that wouldn't really make sense. With creating these features and ensuring that the features are set out to work, and ensuring that even the platform that I'm working with is quite scalable to be used by many people, then that makes the process quite worthwhile. Now we have the implementation plan, which is quite good. To allow the agent to proceed and work on them, proceed and make the changes. And make the changes. So now it has identified different kinds of phases that it's going to go through to orchestrate this. So let's wait for it to make these changes phase by phase, and then from there we can be able to review what it has worked on. For the people who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and join our fast growing community that is keeping me accountable. Vibe coding until when we are going to hit $500,000 in revenue from these vibe coded apps. So for this stream, I'm working with open code for the orchestration and implementation of this particular feature. It created quite a solid implementation plan. I have a prompt that I use, which is the master prompt for going about these activities to ensure that everything is set out very well. And that process for me is quite worthwhile. I don't want to use generic instructions, but also most importantly, I'm one person who loves building platforms that are quite effective. So I take time with the building process as long as I'm really sure of what I want in terms. For me, that is the most important thing. So it's working on this in phases, and I believe at the end of the day we are going to get something even much more better in terms of the functionality that we are trying to define. Let's let it work on that. Now, in terms of customers for your products, I believe the other thing that is quite crucial is that you want to show, you want to use the available tools, which are mostly these social platforms where you can be able to reach out to various people who love to get access to your services. If you don't have a community, or you don't have clients, it's going to be very hard for you to put out products, because yes, the products might be good, you might know the full process of how you buy code them, but if you can't get it becomes a hard. For me, the most important thing is we have in this one, it is to leverage the various tools that we have, showcasing your services of what you do and how you do it. If you are a developer, then you should document your journey visually to other people, for other people to support you, to know what you're doing, to know what you're working on, for you to link up, to network. That is how you grow your social network, and that is how you reach more people. When I started out, I started out as an individual, and now the community is growing. It's fast growing. We've hit 2,000 and I believe to over 2,200 people who are keeping me accountable, and that is how I'm growing my clientele of people who are and they request for automations for their businesses. They get to see me in real action build out these tools, which becomes quite a process. So someone was asking in the chat section, how do you get access to clients? That is one of the other elements of how you get access to clients, because that is a start. Have loads and loads of funds that you have at your disposal to maybe run paid campaigns to reach out to clients. You can start with that, and then from there you can be able to identify what works, and when you get what works, you can be able to scale it up to other client acquisition avenues like paid ads. But before you go to the paid ads, at least you can try out the simplest and most common avenues where you can reach out to clients, and that is really documenting your development journey to other people who get to view, giving them advice and reaching out to them in a much more better way. And for me, that has been a game changer, because I keep on receiving requests for new platforms that I'm going to work on, which makes the process quite easy. And so now we've finished with this. Let's run the build. We're still running it and making checks, so that's good. Let's continue to work on that. For the people who have not yet subscribed, please, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and continue. To keep us accountable on this platform. So it's running the build. Let's go. Try to run it manually. And check out the changes that have been. Let's create that optimized build and check out the changes. These are the changes that I made. Let's run this to make the build, and after that we shall evaluate the changes. It's quite good. If you've not yet, I want you to please subscribe and join our community. It's a growing community where we get to see the various elements and hacks that we type code swiftly well. Let's first of all make the installation of this let's set it up very well. So what we're going to do is first try and identify which would be the best option to juice. Let's continue. Please like the video and subscribe to it so that we can continue to grow our community effectively well. Let's continue to prompt open code so that we get at the bottom. So I think we are going to go with option 2. For this, let's go. Let's continue. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. Our automation app, initially we could not be able to view and upload our images, so we are trying to refine our Firebase configurations to ensure that each and every email that we each and every image that we have stored in Firebase storage is kind of retrieved, also that the upload logic is resolved effectively well. So if you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and join the stream and join this channel effectively where we stream each and every day here. So when you subscribe, you're going to get access to our streams on a daily basis, but also you are going to learn throughout the process as we get to build these apps and as we get to earn revenue from it. And our goal is to hit $500,000 in revenue for 5 coded apps that I'm going to showcase here. So if you want to see this process unfold and get access to it, please do not hesitate to do that. So now the agent is trying to resolve the issue. Currently, we could not get access to our files, which was quite disturbing, but we are working to resolve that with open code. So we've installed open code directly into our Google Anti-Gravity IDE, which is what we are working with currently in our terminal. So now let's continue to effectively work on this. So with Firebase, we are supposed to view our images, but currently we are not able to view them. So that is what the agent is working on, to ensure that each and everything is set up effectively For the people who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and like this video. If you have any comment or any question, you can go in the chat section and let me know of how I can even make this experience even much more better. You can even make suggestions of the various topics open to ensuring that them to continue working in this well. So please do not hesitate in any way to subscribe, like the video, so that it goes even to more people, and the more it goes to more people, the more it's going to even make impact, because my process and my essence is for live streaming is to ensure that we impact as many people as we can throughout the process before we hit the $500,000. Because if I were to do this on a daily basis, when I'm not showcasing, it wouldn't really make sense. But for me, it makes sense to showcase it to you, to also learn from you, to interact with you, to grow this community, a community with a common goal of building impactful and problem-solving products using vibe coding processes. As we continue to grow, we are even going to continue to benefit more, and the process is going to improve even more. So let's continue and wait for the agent to fully execute on this. So now let's continue to handle these processes. Now what we are working on actually, it is the upload and view issue, the elements that we are storing in Firebase. Currently we cannot view them, so we are trying to solve it. It has been complex because throughout our platform we get to store various elements. Let's go and check. This is our platform. Throughout this platform, we get to add on different kinds of files, and also we retrieve different kinds of images. Now, the essence is to ensure that we sort that out. It was sorted earlier, But again, when we bundled this app into a Windows app, we got some kind of distortion. So today we've decided to work on that particular functionality. I believe it's going to be the final functionality that we resolve for this particular. We can push it to the client because it's going to be complex. So let's continue to work on this. Sure that it works very well. Let's continue to make more refinements. If you've not yet subscribed, please like the video and subscribe. And to ensure that you get access to more of our subsequent streams that you're going to have here. So let's wait for the agent to continue making the orchestration, and then we shall going to review. If please do not hesitate to subscribe to our apps, and this is one of our this is our first web app for which we are receiving payments, and we have also worked on an educational AI tutor app that we are about to launch on the iOS store. We are continuing also to work on another app, which is the item location app. So if you want to be a part of this journey, see it unfold, see us continue to build out these apps on these live streams, subscribe and like the video so that we can continue to progress as a community and ensure that by the time we hit the $500,000 as a community, we've effectively benefited from the process. So you being part of the journey is very much humbling. I welcome it. So please subscribe. And for the people who have already subscribed, thanks very much for subscribing. I going to assure you that I'm going to continue to broadcast and ensure that each and everything is set out very well for us to effectively benefit. So let's continue with more installation of this particular dependency, and then we can look into what we've in terms of the refinements. Let's make those installations. Be able to check out what we built. Please like the video. Let's continue to effectively run this. What we are working on, we are improving our logic for the image and video in terms of worked on this logic earlier in earlier streams, but we got a challenge when we bundled our app to the Windows app. It was kind of reverted, so we are trying to refine it and ensure that our app is effectively well. Let's continue to work on that. So these are the remaining parts that we are going to work on. They're mostly manual elements, which are quite doable.